Howdy folks, it's your friend Fishing with Dom, and today I'm going to do a little bit of talking today about ice fishing walleyes with jigging raps. But in specific, I'm going to talk to you about using a stinger hook on your jigging rap to entice more bites and end up with putting more fish on the hard water. Now the jigging rap is the #1 rated swimming jig in the entire world. I tell you what, there are a lot of imitators, but there is nothing quite like the jigging rap. It's been along for a very, very long time, and it's always caught fish for me. Open water, hard water, walleyes, lake trout, you name it. The jigging rap has been there for me and a lot of other anglers across the country. But when walleye fishing tends to get a little tough and you need to throw those fish a curveball, sometimes adding a stinger hook to the jigging rap really sells it for a walleye when it comes to enticing a bite. Now when it comes to stinger hooks, there's two different kinds. There are the ones that just have the metal loops on the end of the line, and then there are the ones that have the wax on the end of the line that you just press your hook through. I like using the loop ones because they're a little bit easier to remove and play with and put on different jigs. But for the most part, this stinger hook is about 2.5 to 3 inches long. That's on the longer side. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this metal hook that is on one end of the stinger hook, and I'm just going to put it on this hook above the treble hook, just like this. So that way, if I can get it, there we go. So that way, when I'm jigging, I have my treble hook attached to the bait, and then on that hook that treble is attached to, I've got my stinger hook coming down off of. Now, why you jig with a stinger hook? It's because you're going to tip both of these treble hooks with a full walleye minnow. Drives the walleyes absolutely insane. Saginaw Bay, Saginaw River, Houghton Lake, Michigan. This is what I personally grew up doing, and I've caught a lot of fish with it. If you need to throw them a serious curveball come midwinter when it gets really cold outside, give them a meal ticket that's literally 2 for the price of 1. They're going to get a real live minnow, and they're going to get what they think is another live minnow when they attack your bait. Now, if your stinger hooks are a little long, if you have the hook style just like this one, you could attach it right here to the eyelet and have it droop down. Or what else I do, if you're not fishing with the stinger hook and you want to see if you can entice more bites, just take the head of a minnow and put it right on the treble hook. Give it a little bit of meat, give it a little bit of scent, drive the fish crazy, especially if you're walleye fishing or perch fishing. The jigging rap, it's always been there, but the stinger hooks have always been close by whenever I'm using this, because there have been days where I've seen 12-pound walleyes caught on this tiny size 8, size 10 treble hook, just because in the wintertime they're very sluggish, they're pecking at your baits. You might need these. I'm not saying fish with these all the time, because most of the time I don't fish with them. Most of the time I just tip the treble hook. But when those fish are really finicky, get yourself a stinger hook, throw a whole minnow on there, and even if you're feeling really frisky, also throw like maybe a little piece of minnow on both of these back hooks. Every single hook has a piece of bait on it. I've seen people do it, and I've seen it work. So, with that being said, go out there and try it. But first things first, please make sure you're fishing on safe ice if you decide to go out ice fishing. It's going on the middle of January now, and I still haven't ice fished, just because we haven't had the weather here in Michigan. But if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the section below. I would love to hear back from y'all and appreciate it. But until next time, I'm Fishing with Dom, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.